Okay, Assalamualaikum. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Ecotourism class of Summer Course Program. The Honorable Mrs. Kania Sofiantayana Rahayu as the head of Ecotourism Study Program, and the Honorable Mr. Teguh Supriyanto as the speaker for today's class, and also our beloved lecturers, students, and all the distinguished guests. Okay, please introduce my name. My name is Natasha, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for this ecotourism class. Welcome everyone to ecotourism class. As part of the summer course, third Smart Agro Industry 4.0 in tropical countries, transforming agro-maritime through socio-technopreneur, organized by College of Vocational Studies, IPB University. Okay, everyone, can you please turn on your camera? Okay, in this class, we're going to have a presentation about the role of agritourism in agro-industry, which will be delivered by Mr. Teguh Supriyanto. Also, we will have discussion session. So if you have any question, you can click raise hand button on Zoom application to speak directly, or you can write down your question on the chat box. Don't forget to turn on the microphone if you want to ask question directly. Okay, dear students and all the participants, we will have documentation session for the class begins. So everyone, please turn on your camera and give us your smile. Okay, already. Okay, I will wait for everyone to turn on your camera. Okay. Okay, I will start the documentation section. We will have 5 slides. I will start on the first slide. Okay, everyone, don't forget to smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. And the second slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the third slide. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the fourth slide. 1, 2, 3. And the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone. I already see your best smile. So everyone has your own best smile, okay? So now then, let me introduce you to speaker. Miss Ira, can you share? Okay. Okay, let me introduce you the speaker. His name is Supriyanto. He is now founder and advisory board of the Indonesian Agritourism Association from June 2016 until present. And he is an independent consultant or individual specialist in agribusiness, eco, agritourism, and vocational education from July 2010 until present. Also, he has more than 30 years work experience in tourism. Started from field operation as professional guide, international tour leader, then leading expert in tourism business. Also, more than 5 year work experience in international student and teacher exchange program, especially for vocational education. Now he is a leading expert in eco and agriculture tourism business with motto, we can do what they do, but they cannot do what we do. Okay, now then, Mr. Teguh, are you ready to deliver the presentation?
Okay, Miss Tasha, thank you for the introduction of me. Yes,
Okay, you're
I'm ready.
welcome.
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Teguh Supriyanto, the time is yours.
Okay, then, can you watch it, Miss Tasha and the others?
Yes, Mr. Teguh, I can see your presentation.
Okay, then. First of all, I would like to introduce about my presentation, my matter. There are many definitions of agro tourism. Some call with rural tourism, village tourism, and farm tourism, etc., etc. Then there are many more than not only 10, but probably many in the world. Talking about agro or agricultural tourism. But this time I just want to show you two definitions about agro-tourism. First is, of course, the link is connecting with this presentation. First is agricultural tourism refer to the act of visiting and working farm or any agricultural, horticulture, or agribusiness operation for purpose of enjoyment, education, or active involvement in the activities of the farm or operation. This I can say this is a general definition about agrotourism. It is held by Ramiro Lopu. He is a farm advisor and cooperative extension in UC San Diego County. And then we have organization, what we call it with Indonesian Agrotourism Association. This is described as a form of tourism that utilizes agro or agricultural business as tourism object with the aim of expanding knowledge, experience, recreation, and business relation in the agro sector. This it is definitions from Indonesian Agrotourism Association. So it won't be too long to discuss about this definition. We only just give you two example what it's mean by the agrotourism, especially in Indonesia. Now, agriculture in Indonesia, we have many sector, or can say, sector, or we won't call it a department, but sector. There are 5, I think, in Indonesia: large-scale agriculture, medium-scale agriculture, and small-scale agriculture. That's connecting with the plantation. But then also there are 2 others is connecting with farm and fisheries. We won't talking about farm and fisheries just because I think the time is not enough for this time, but probably next time. So we are focused and discuss about 3 topics. It is connecting large with the large scale agriculture, medium scale agriculture, and small scale agriculture. Yes, by the way, is it clear or not? If not, then I will go slowly. But then if it is okay, then I will continue again. Mr. Tasha? Hello, is it clear
Okay,
enough
Mr.
to?
Teguh.
Is it clear
Yes,
enough to?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Teguh.
Okay, okay, then I continue then.
Yeah.
Large-scale agriculture is content about plantation, and especially in Indonesia, it is commonly a big plantation, more than 1,000 hectares commonly. It is owned by government, by private sector. It can be more than 1,000 area in one location. Then the commodities, it can be like coffee, cacao, rubber, coconut, palm oil, or oil palm, etc., etc. That's for a big plantation. And then rubber, of course, is include. Then medium scale agriculture, especially in Indonesia, mostly, if we are talking medium scale of agriculture, it's concentrated in horticulture, which means that it can be fruits, vegetable, and flowers. Small scale agriculture, it can be food crop, or we call in Indonesia, we usually call palawija. Just like rice, corn, soybean, cassava, peanut, and etc. Then once again, farm and fisheries. That's for agriculture in Indonesia. Then the business of activities of agriculture, it is divided into two, I think, in Indonesia. First is, of course, on farm, and then second is off farm. On farm is depend on how big the area is. If it is big, then land preparation with high or heavy equipment, it can be provided. But then if it is small one, it can be many activities that they can do that. Then after land preparation, from plowing, harrowing, and etc., then selection of seeds, planting, maintenance, and harvest. That's commonly they do on farm. But then after that, connecting of that is, of course, off farm. Off farm can be post harvest. Then in these activities, it depends on how big the farm is. If it is big, then it can be also shown as a tourism object as well. But then, of course, not all the area, but in section probably they can divide into 1 or 2 hectares up to 5 hectares, for instance. Then it depends also what kind of the commodities. Then sorting, grading, processing, packing and transport, either directly to the market or to the storage place. And of course, final one is marketing. That's agriculture business activities. And this is tourism object by area and type of commodities entered. Once again, area, it can be big, medium, and small. Type of commodities, it can be horticulture plants, plantation crop. Crop means it can be rice and etc. And then farm and fisheries. Then how to cultivate? In Indonesia, we have several activities in the relation of how to cultivate. First, conventionally, it is open field. Open field means that it is they can grow on the field many kind of products. Then the modern one, they usually or commonly they full of technology. It can be hydroponic, aeroponic, aquaponic, then aquaculture, etc. That commonly nowadays it is developed by several countries in the world. Then arrangement of agriculture and needed facilities. It can be many activities in the field. They can do that. It depends on the big one, the medium one, and the small one. If it's the big one, it can be from landscaping, for instance. They can start it how to landscape in that area. And yeah, starting visitor entry, outflow, enter gates, enter free parking area, rest area, in some places location, public toilet, etc., etc. Surau or mosque, and then probably church also, sorry, in this area can be built. Lactation room emergency, then shopping area, etc., etc. Then, of course, the last is a professional guide. Another thing to know is access to agritourism object, road direction signboard, then choice of commodities that can be harvested all year round, mixed cropping or mixed farming, then environmentally friendly. So, meaning that it is just because connecting with live commodities, such as probably we are talking about agriculture. You grow tomato, but then only a few months you can harvest, and after that empty. Then, of course, the visitor is can be hanging several months more. They cannot find the same tomato. So that's probably in that case, you can mix up, you can otherwise plant not only one commodities, but then several commodities. If you plant one commodities in one location, you probably can, what do you call it, grow it not directly the same time, but then one or several square meter you can grow first, and then secondly, thirdly, and fourthly, etc., etc. So that 1 year you can harvest many times. I think that's how to control the grow the product. And this is just the illustration of number of tourists visit in Indonesia. I try to get it from or before pandemic, so it's around 2 years or almost 3 years ago, in 2018 or 2018. The international tourists, the number of foreign visiting in 2018 was 16.2 million people, with foreign exchange earning around 17.6 billion US dollar, or the equivalent at that time into rupiah is about 246.4 million. Oh, 4.4 trillion, sorry. And then compared to Indonesian tourists at the time, who traveled domestically in 2018, it reached about 303.4 million people with an expenditure of 201 trillion. So that's the big difference between domestic and tourists, international tourists. So it means that Indonesian is also many people that they like traveling in the world, especially in their country. And this is how to start to visit of object to avoid COVID protocol in agrotourism object. So you must prepare facilities including the land washing area is equipped with a hand sanitizer, and the number of visitors is limited according to the capacity of the object. Then while visitor must wash your hand before entering the object area, wearing a mask and maintain a distance. It's always like this. And then this document, there are many pictures for this presentation. It is I myself taken this picture from everywhere, I can say, yeah. From Jakarta, from East Java, from everywhere that I can commonly come to that area. This is a citrus research station in Indonesia. So the central of the citrus station in Indonesia is situated in Batu, close to Malang. Yeah? Then if you come to this place, you can find more than 250 varieties of orange. That's the whole Indonesia. So not only Indonesia, but in the world, I think. So you can find small, big, and then seedless, and seed in that area. So just like this It is keprok batu 55 or keprok batu 55, and then keprok Garut also, and keprok Madura, keprok. There are many keprok. We call it keprok. Is actually is Mandarin. So if we are talking keprok in Indonesia, it is mean that it is Mandarin. So it can be yellow, the color. If it is grows in the mountainous area, it's more than 800 meter above sea level. Just like this. And this is how the preparing grafting. And the worker can be produce grafting. One day can be more than 1,000. They have skillful in that area, grafting. Just like this. And after that, they can grow. If it is already started in the bigger, then they can transport in this area, so that it can be million, can distribute it to the society. This is just for example, in the village they grow orange, and it can be one trees can be make it oculation or grafting with the 2 or 3 kind of different orange. So just like this, this can be open as agrotourism, so that they can pick on their own, and then after that they waking and how much per kilo they can pay to the owner. Then this also, different kind of agrotourism. Desa wisata Pujon Kidul. It is how they express and expose the field, yeah, and then the mountain. And then also the situation of the village. They can also offer any kind of meal or cook in that area. This there are many also activities done in this area, including like this, for youngster, they can drive with a motorcycle. Then it's just like this. This in the area of Batu, they can grow just like strawberry in the greenhouse. They can grow like this. They can make a layer, 3 layer sometimes. And if it is managed well, then the result is, or the productivity is also very well. Just like this. So this is for, and this tomato. This tomato is actually I took from Yogyakarta. It was found by researcher from Indonesia, from agriculture. I forgot the name of this variety, but then they gave me a seed, and I try to grow. Then it can be like this after that. So of course I grew in the greenhouse. This the ambassador of Thailand. visit in Batu in Kusuma Agrowisata at the time, and to meet me, and then the owner of Kusuma Agrowisata, Mr. Edi Antoro. And then they said at the time, we in Thailand don't have any like this, but why you always ask Indonesian come and visit Thailand always like that? The ambassador said like that. Okay. Then this in Tanjung Lesung. So we grow many fruits, especially belimbing, in the pot like this, more than 500 pot, I think, at that time. Then this is the flowers. It's depend on what kind of color that you like it, and they can grow it, and they can manage and then harvest it for you. It is commonly done by the farmer in Batu area. So that's the leader of them. They have probably 10 or 15 members in that area to grow flower like this. This can be from a nursery up to harvesting. Then this is tourist from Thailand. So this is Thailandese, Thai, sorry. They visit in Bali. They visited, just have a look. This area is not belong to him, but then they can manage, you know, the what you call it, a picture of this become one of what we call it, the area of them that they can see and have a good look in other places. So this tourist from Thailand. This is one of the biggest agrotourism area. Of course, Mekarsari, more than 250 hectares in Indonesia. They can grow many kind of commodities, from durian, melon, and etc. You can get harvest on your own. You can spend the night here. So there are many activities that they can offer to the visitor. And this Kebun Wisata Pasir Mutri, it is about more than 80 hectares in what we call it, Pasir Mukti. It is belong to Bogor area. And they produce many kind of activities, and one of it is connecting with the children. So then Kebun Wisata Pasir Mukti can offer to the kids like plowing, harrowing of the land, and they can the children can follow the cattle to do something with the farmer. And then this is tea plantation. Tea plantation, it is grow either in Gunung Mas or in Lawang, Malang, and then the others is in Sumatra, in several areas as well. It can be processed like this to dry your tea. And this is from Thailand. try to taste directly. In this tourism, agricultural tourism in Thailand, they can use a tractor driving around the garden. It's like this, There are many products of agriculture, and this is the dean, of universities in Indonesia. She actually doesn't like durian. She hates it with the smell, etc. But then, when I try to ask for testing the durian in Thailand, then they just like crazy. This. And this just also the same thing. She doesn't like durian. She's a doctor. And she is one of the nanotechnology rescue in Indonesia. It's quite famous. But then when I try to offer her, try to taste it, and many times she tried to eat the durian. This cactus area, and this the clever of Thai people, how to make an ornament with ceramic in the area. Then, of course, she tried firstly to what do you call it, to protective, and then to make it traditional one is alive. So first it's just like this, but then with the modern area, they do like this. With all light and then sound system one, they do it very, very well. Yeah, I think yeah. The committee give me only time about 40 or 50 minutes. So that's mean that I try to maximize. Otherwise, you still want to continue, then just ask me, and then also we can continue and discuss about it. The closing is economic condition and increasingly complex global, and competition demands creativity and developing competitive business in accordance with their advantage. The tourism, agriculture can be used as an attractive tourist attraction, and farmer will get several additional sources of income from their business. Agrotourism can be used as agrotourism can also encourage the growth of local agro industry, plan diversification, as well as stimulate farmer or agribusiness entrepreneur to produce good and quality product, so as to increase the selling value of this agro product. Agritourism can be used as an effective means to educate consumer about local agriculture and the importance of loving the country products. And in the end, it is hope that it will make them aware that this is very important for the country's economy. Yes, I think that's all for now. Then probably you have a question. Then I will try to use my time to answer it. So that's all, Miss Alasya. So I will be back to you again.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Teguh Supriyanto. Such a very informative, inspiring presentation. Okay, dear students, do you have any question towards Mr. Teguh? So, okay, anyone? Maybe our students still mesmerizing by Mr. Teguh Supriyanto presentation. So maybe I have a question to Mr. Teguh Supriyanto. May I, Mr. Teguh?
Please, yes. Carry
Okay.
on.
I would say the agritourism is one of alternative tourism in this Indonesia, but it's very challenging for agritourism industry to keep going after the pandemic era. So can you give us some what is it? Some nasihat apa ya?
Advice.
Suggestion how the how advise how can we upgrading the agritourism industry after the pandemic era? Okay.
Yes, this I think I explained about general thing, yeah. And that there are many, or at least 3 large activities that we can connecting with the agriculture and become agricultural tourism. Large, small, and large and medium and small. And how to develop into a professional, for instance, connecting with the agricultural tourism. Agricultural tourism is connecting with the agriculture. And then it is, of course, if we connecting with the foreign tourists who could speak in English, then we can also explain about the agriculture in the Latin name. For instance, tea. What is the name in the Latin name? Coffee, for instance. What is how to explain it in English? Not only coffee, but then we have 3 varieties, mainly in Indonesia. For instance, Arabica, Robusta, and Chelsea, or Chelsea. Then, yes, for the agricultural student, we have to bring that thing to the tourists for explain. Then, secondly, is of course, it depends on the area. For instance, Yeah, talking about ecotourism, there are many things that depend on uh, about the activities, but then ecotourism and agrotourism can be different, for big different. Then, of course, agrotourism, which can be still try to protect uh, to protect about the what do you call it local environment and etc. etc. Then yeah, many things that we can do still because in Indonesia connecting with the agriculture, there are many kind of commodities that we can learn a lot. I think that that's all connecting with the agriculture. But then, of course, a student of agriculture, then they should know about the management of agricultural tourism. Yeah, for instance, a simple thing, the visitor come to that area, that's not big one, probably medium one. How to, what do you call it, to divide it into entrance fee and then out of, but entrance fee, entrance road and then out road. This means that we have divided into two. How to what call it? How to divide it into two sections that they cannot what do you call it? Cross over. Something like that. But that's Miss Tasha.
Okay. Sabtu, we have one question, maybe from Lutfi Septia.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Miss, for this time. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Thanks for your outstanding presentation. I want to discuss with you about the problem in rural areas. In rural areas, I see that many places have the potential to be an agrotourism, but some people around the place that don't want to develop this. Maybe because the government has not know about this place and many other. So what can we do to solve this problem, sir? Thank you.
Okay then. Good afternoon. Yeah, probably just because it is not so open directly with the society or the government, if they don't want to open the agricultural tourism, because agricultural tourism should also protect about the environment, should protect the what you call it, the local culture, the genuine thing about the culture, so that if they understand with that kind of thing, then I think it is, of course, we will follow by the society to do that. Meaning that if they open for the tourism, then they can earn benefits, earn money more than that, and then they can open another business probably for the visitor. For instance, commonly in the village, is they can open warung or small shop, can be what do you call it, described as a good one, environmentally friendly, etc., etc., so that they can earn many things and many activities of that. I think that should be done by by it can be a government or private one, that they know well about the agrotourism to develop in that area. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your explanation. It's very clear.
Okay. Also, we have one question in the chat box. It is from Nabila. Good afternoon, sir. First of all, my name is Nabila Hidayatunisa from Vocational School University. I would like to appreciate your insightful presentation, and I have a question. What is the difficulties on agritourism in Indonesia during the pandemic of COVID-19, and how we can deal with this problem? Okay, maybe it's familiar to my question, but okay, Mr. Teguh.
Okay, Ms. Nabila, thank you for the question. Yeah, that's a problem. During almost 3 years or more than 2 years, my friend who has agricultural tourism area closed down and no visitor at all. And that's including the, I just show you the big one in Jakarta, for instance. Pasir Mukti, Sukamene, they can sell many kind of activities in their area. But then since pandemic, there is no visitor at all. And then also, it is also, what do you call it, got experienced by the Taman Buah Mekarsari. Also, several months ago, they don't have a visitor at all. They closed down. But now they started again. And then, Alhamdulillah, it is starting very good. And hopefully in the future, or probably next month or next year, it can be better and better. I think that's all, because no one guarantee that everything is okay before this pandemic is really what do you call it, really disappear. Thank you.
Okay, is that clear, Nabila? Okay. Does anyone have any question? Okay.
Bu Tasya and Pak Teguh, may I propose a
Yes,
question?
please, Ms. Ira.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually a question from my friend, but guess that he is too shy to ask. Okay, so he told me that he visited some places, some agrotourism destination, yeah, whether it is in Bogor and in Sumatra, yeah, and then he found out that he had to pay many things, not only for parking lot, not only for ticketing, for the retribution also. Yeah, so many things. And maybe all of us has experienced the same thing. I mean, we don't pay all at once at the beginning. When we entered a tourist destination, we have to pay this. And then we walk like kilometers of something, we have to pay again for another another tourist attraction, maybe. Yeah. And my friend would like to know, he is curious on your point of view on this. I mean, maybe it is related to the policy of the governments, sir.
Yes, thank you. Well, it can be that they like to be a rich man as soon as possible to get many payment from many kind of what they call it tourist attraction. I think there is no definite regulation from the government that the entrance fee do like that. For instance, in one area they can what do you call it purchase many kind of a ticket to get into the different area. But then I think just you said that we can only probably pay one ticket for all activities in that area. Or if not, two, for instance, just because the two mean that the another one is a different part of which the other one. For instance, the first one is depend on the activities or attractively. Then the second one is different, something that we can see, something like that. But not all many things that we can pay for the ticket, I think. So once again, if you're asking about the regulation from the government, no, there is no regulation like that. I think.
No specific regulation on that payment, yeah.
Yes. So meaning if they didn't do that, meaning they can be rich. They want to be rich as soon as possible, for instance.
So it is actually a regulation from the destination itself, yeah, the company, the managers, I mean.
Yeah, just extremely we can compare, for instance, not only that kind of thing. We have to pay many time, for instance. If it is only one time, but then it's very expensive. Even the minister can be protest and then also to be cancelled in that case. For instance, to come to Borobudur become very expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, to come to Bromo area is very expensive. Even though the reason is that to protect Borobudur or protect the area, but then if it is big enough money that we have to spend, I think it's not value.
To preserve.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Teguh.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have another question in the chat box from Fakita Savana Mumtaz. Thank you for the great presentation, Mr. Teguh. I want to ask about your point of view and advice for a young generation. As a youth, what should we do to maximize the potential from agritourism in Indonesia? Okay, maybe that's the question.
Yes, Savana Mumtaz. Yeah. Sorry, this a girl or boy? Savana.
Fakta, are you a girl or a boy?
Savana is a girl, I think. Yeah, in Indonesia is a tropical country, a big country. and we have many kind of agricultural products. Then we haven't utilizing yet. If you have many things, then you can, for instance, in your area, to grow something like, I don't know, probably it can be a big plantation. Big plantation means it's like farm, like coffee, or probably small farm or medium farm, for instance, horticulture. And then you have to learn a lot about the commodities in that area, which one is suitable in that area, so that you have many things to do, many things to learn a lot about the commodities. I think that that we can do like that, I think, in the future. So not just theoretically in the campus, theoretically that we don't do anything, but then do the thing, then deeply, then you will get a good enough knowledge about the plantation or the agriculture. Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay, is that clear, Fahita? Fahita is a girl. Okay. Okay. Next question from Aisyah Putri Indra Hartati. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Thank you for your great presentation, Mr. Teguh. So I want to ask you about when I visit a tourism place, sometimes I feel like uncomfortable and safe. So actually, is there any strategy from tourism sectors to create programs that provide progress for its development? Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Aisha, thank you for the question. Yeah, it's depend on how the management of the area, they can manage of the area. It's different area, it's different management. For instance, if you always come to the tourism object and then you feeling disappointed, I think it's depend on how the management is. So that there are many places that also they can do better and good one, so that they can make the visitor happy after visiting that area. So of course I cannot give advice to you which one is make you as disappointed or unsatisfied about that. Is that because of the management, or it is just because of, I don't know, the object, for instance? So then, of course, it is integrated one sector to another sector, I think. That's all, Mrs. Aisha. Miss Aisha, sorry.
Okay, thank you for your answer, sir.
Okay. Does anybody has another more question? Any other question? Maybe from me again, Mr. Teguh.
Yes.
I'm curious. What is most challenging things in running an agritourism business? Because like Makassari is a company that it's a successful example, but I see many farmers in the small business, like in Lembang, I think Ciwidey, Bandung, they have any agrotourism in strawberries. Strawberries a commodity, but I think they are have struggle in running their business. Also, Mekarsari has struggle in pandemic too, but I think the small farmer has the most struggling in agrotourism industry. So, what is the most challenging thing that this farmer has to face?
Yeah,
Yeah.
agriculture tourism in Lembang, and they mostly grow strawberry. But then I'm so sorry if I can tell you that sometimes they're very naughty. I don't know, not they grow, but then the product they sell it a long way the road in that area. They give an injection. I don't know, it's color red color.
Oh yeah.
So that's it is not a good enough to consume that strawberry in that area. But although it is not a fault by the owner of Wisata Agro, but then the visitor come from outside of this area. They think that it is not healthy to consume in that product. But then just forget it. But I just want to know you that in that area is commonly like that.
Yeah.
But then talking about strawberry, once again that if it is not so big enough, they probably can grow what do you call it, one sector to another sector is different one. So for instance, one sector they can grow this week and then the other one is another 2 weeks. So that every time there is a visitor, they still can find the product. So not empty. I think like this. And compared to the big one is of course that's because the area is so big, they can grow many kind or many things, and also another activities that they can do that. Just like Pasar Mukti or Taman Buah Mekarsari, they can do that just because more than 250 hectares. And then compared to farmer in Lembang, for instance, only 1 hectare, 2 hectare, something like that is difficult. So they have to know about commodities to grow in that area, and then how to market it. I think they can grow not only strawberry, but they can probably can grow the vegetable.
Yeah.
Vegetable can be only 20, 22 up to 30 days. They can harvest many kind of vegetable, and yeah, probably they still can grow strawberry the rest. I don't know how many hectare or how many square meter in that area they can have it. That's all I think.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Teguh. I think that the characteristic of the communities, also the variety of the communities the farmer can grow in one area is also the main factor, maybe the success factor.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. The participant, any other question? We're still waiting. We still have much time, yeah. think. Okay, is there any other question?
Guess we can close.
Okay, if there are no question anymore, maybe we can close the session. Mr. Teguh, do you have anything to say before we close the class?
No, I think there is no question and answer. I think that's all, but Tasha or Miss Tasha.
Okay. Okay, so we finally come to the end part of today's class. Before I close the class, I'd like to thank so much again to Mr. Teguh Supriyanto for the informative and interesting presentation. Also to the student of summer course, lecturers, and students of ecotourism study program for joining this class. Before signing off, I'd like to announce that the student of summer course, you have to mark yourself present via Olive application. Okay, so don't forget to mark yourself as present to the class via Olive application. So I believe this will be beneficial for everybody. Also, I would like to apologize if Okay. It's like Miss Ira have to say something. So please, Miss Ira.
Thank you, Bu Tasya. Yeah, before Bu Tasya close the event, I would like to announce also to the participants of the summer course. It is semua ya. We found out that not all groups have made the WhatsApp group with their supervisors. Yeah, so to the group that hasn't made a WhatsApp group consisting you, the participants, and your supervisors. Yeah, please immediately make one. Yeah, don't forget to invite your supervisor. Is that clear enough for the participants of the summer course?
Okay, is that clear? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the division of the group is on the booklet. Yeah, you can find it on the booklet. Okay, okay, Bu Tasya, over to you again.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ira. So don't forget to make a WhatsApp group. So I would like to apologize if there are any inconvenience coming from me during the class, also from the committee. I hope we can put the knowledge we have learned today into the good use in the future. So to end up, I can invite you to give a big applause for all of us. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Teguh. Thank you, Miss Kania. Stay healthy and have a good rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Pak Teguh, terima kasih banyak Bapak.
Sama-sama Bu Ira, terima kasih juga.
Ya, Pak, sertifikatnya nyusul ya Pak ya?
Pakai sertifikat ini.
Pakai dong Pak.
Yes, sertifikat.